and to clean up. And then it says tune into WYCA 92.3 FM on your dial every Saturday morning. And so you might want to get some of these posters and put them up, and then we have some beautiful handbills that we have that we would like to share with those who are interested in the campaign. It says, join the movement. He was tired, but he had to wake up and get up. He saw the problem and began to clean up and fix up. And you may want to pick up some handbills and some posters to put up to inspire your community and the people in your block or your precinct or your church. And so we ask you to come by and pick up some posters. And you want to know where you can pick the posters up? Well, on the south side, you can pick them up at the South Shore Community Church, or you can call 721-5905. If you live on the north side, you can go by the Unification Church, 7077 North Ashland, and the number is 274-3448. That is 274-3448. And if you live on the west side, you might want to go by the New Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church at 1131 South Francisco. And that number, if you want to call, is 821-6856. That is 821-6856. And, of course, the address of the South Shore Community Church is 7401 South Yates. And you might be interested, and if you're interested, please go by and pick up some posters and handbills and help to awaken and energize and to galvanize your community in an effort to clean up the community. Now, my Sunday school class, the Sunday school class I teach, we will be discussing tomorrow morning what our Saturday's agenda is going to be. I'm asking those of you who are not engaged today to stop by the Alderman's office down on 47 and King Drive and join that effort today. The captain of the cleanup campaign is Mr. Gwen Dixon. And you might say, well, I'm going by and help that effort and see what this movement is all about. So you might want to go down and help and to join in or to just observe, to see a community about getting itself together to clean up itself. And those of you who would like to get some of the theology of this at the south side, you come by the South Shore Community Church at 9:30. And you can go by the Unification Church at 9:30. You can go by Mount Zion, New Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church at 9:30, and we will have the Wake Up, Get Up, Clean Up classes on Sunday morning, because you might want to get involved in studying a serious theology, the theology of responsibility and the theology of action. Unfortunately, too many of us are caught in a theology of complacency that makes us great people after we die and go to heaven, but our theology does not cause us to become responsible on earth as the children of God. And so you might want to understand the cleanup campaign at a greater depth. So if you do, attend the South Shore Community Church study period at 9:30. The Unification study period in the South Shore Community Church is at 7401 South Yates. The Unification Church is at 7077 North Ashland. And the New Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church is at 1131 South Francisco. So you may want to get involved in the Wake Up, Get Up, Clean Up campaign. Certainly, when you walk the streets in your community and around about, you can see areas that need love and attention from the community. And so we say to you, do not complain to the mayor, do not complain to your alderman, do not complain to your preacher. You, as an American and as a Christian, assume responsibility and summon a community, a band of angels, if you will, with you, and began to assume responsibility. And I tell you, when you assume responsibility, then God gives you authority. Unfortunately, too many of us do not have authority because we have never assumed responsibility for anything in particular. So I ask you to join us in our effort. And if you need more information about the Wake Up, Get Up campaign, please call us at 721-5905. That is 721-5905 on the south side, 274-3448 on the north side. That is 274-3448 on the north side. and 821-6856. That is 821-6856 on the west side if you're interested in getting involved in the Wake Up, Get Up, Clean Up campaign. Let me, for a little while, focus on the genesis and the origin of the dilemma of modern society. And all of us look around and we see drug addiction, and we see the nation facing with a nuclear winter, and we see droughts, and we see violence and hate, and we see poverty and all kinds of disorders, and we see the dread disease AIDS and many other diseases that are taking folks' lives, and we see an anemic, uninspired people, and we see violent and destructive young people, and we see drifting and unspiritual filled churches, and we see an education system that's turning out youth that cannot read and write, and we see an economy that is on the decline, and we have an ecology that is being polluted, and waters and atmosphere being destroyed, and we see our topsoils being run off of our land into the sea. And we say, well, what is going to come of all of this? Well, you cannot solve a problem if you do not understand the nature and the cause of the problem. In order to solve any problem, you have to do an analysis of the problem, and you got to go back to the genesis and the cause of that problem. And so we have to go all the way back to the beginning to understand what is wrong. Because I don't care what you believe, and I don't care what your opinion is, if you do not know the truth of what to do, and if you do not know the truth of what caused an error so that you are not doing what you are supposed to do, no matter what you believe, you can never come to do it. And so let's go back and all the way back, and we'll find that God had an original motive and intent for creating man. And God had a definition and purpose for man. And God created man in his image and likeness to have dominion over the earth. That's the purpose for which God created man. To be like himself and to give stewardship responsibility to the earth. And that's man's definition. And that's man's purpose. Definitively to be like God. Then we have to say, well, what is God like? God is the creator, and God is absolute. God is love. God is truth, and God is justice. And man cannot be absolute, but man can stay in prayer, and thus man can become consistent, and thus he can be loving and truthful and just. And so the Creator created the creature in the creation. And in the creation, the creature is supposed to create a culture. But if the creature violates definition and purpose, then the creature does not create a culture that is harmonious with the creation. He then creates a society that is in violation of himself and others and the creation. And so we have to then look at the